Hi, I'm Chris Dietze, president of ClearSound, and I'm here today with my associate Suzanne to discuss small mixing consoles.
Well, Chris, honestly, mixing consoles make me very mixed up. I'm not really certain that I have the technical skills to run something this complicated. It's all covered with buttons and knobs and sliding things. I feel like I need a pilot's license to operate something like this.
Well, Sue, although many people are intimidated by a console this size, what you really need to understand is that there's 12 identical copies of the same thing going on here, and that all you really need to be concerned about is this small amount of knobs, which controls one channel. This is my microphone channel. We're using wireless microphones, which I have plugged into the top here, and if I pull this slider down, my level will drop out, and then if I pull the slider back up, I'll be back on. Or I can use the mute button to turn myself on and off. Now, when I hit the mute button, I'll probably still be picked up through your microphone, but people will be able to tell by the distant sound that it's not coming through my microphone. This is your channel, so I can control our relative balance of me versus you with these two sliders, or I can also add the CD player, which we have plugged in here.
If I were doing something that had music in the background with a speaking engagement, by renting one of these, I'd be able to layer that?
Absolutely, or you could use the music when you're walking in, or as interlude music, or as play-ons for people coming out on stage.
I love the abilities that the things that you can do with this, but again, it still seems really complicated. Can you show me how to plug something into this?
Well, sure. We can take this typical microphone that you would find in a conference situation. We'll plug it into microphone input number 3, which I should have turned down, but luckily it was still muted. So I'm going to unmute it, and then I'm going to turn it back up. Check, 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 check. And this is mic 3, which again I can mute like this, and you'll still hear me through my wireless microphone, or I can unmute it.
Do I need to have the microphone channel muted before I turn up the sound?
You should always mute the channel before you plug or unplug, or before you raise it up. And then it's important that you unmute it before you raise the channel, because if you don't, and you suddenly unmute it like this, it just pops in. And there's a possibility of really disastrous feedback as well, that horrible squealing noise that you often hear.
Yes, I have heard that. Okay, so that's an important thing to know. Okay, I'm still not sure that I have the technical expertise for this, so...
Well, if you're uncomfortable with that, we can send one of our technicians out to bring this equipment in, set it up, operate it, tear it down, and take it away so that you don't have to be concerned about the technical aspects of your event.
How long does it take to set something like this up if I wanted to try it myself?
For the typical rental customer, this might take 20 or 25 minutes to set up. It took me about 10 minutes, but I'm used to it. Sure,
that makes sense. And if I were to rent it, I see that you've put some tape on here. Is that something that a service you would provide for me so that I would be able to just plug and play?
Well, what we would do is we would label all of the connectors and wires so that it was very simple and intuitive that you could plug everything together properly. As far as the actual labels down here of Bob, Jimmy, Sally, you would write that on there because, of course, we don't know who your participants are going to be.
That makes sense. Okay, well, I think that I have enough confidence now to try and do this a little bit. I'm just going to turn up the CD. It's not muted, so I push it down to mute it. I pull it up a little bit.
Oh, nope, go back, push it back down and unmute it, and then bring it up slowly.
Unmute it first and then bring it slowly, okay. There you go. Okay, thanks.
And that's about all there is to know about small mixers. This is Chris and Suzanne signing off. If you'd like to know more about this, please visit our website at www.clearsoundinc.com. Call us at 610-626-7600.
Electrifying events, intelligent installations, unforgettable experiences. Sounds like the work of ClearSound.